In the time before history was written, before humankind ruled the world, Earth was wild, raw, and unforgiving. It was an age of giants. Mammoths roamed the tundras, saber-toothed cats stalked the forests, and terror birds haunted the southern lands. But among these legendary beasts walked one of the most fearsome predators to ever live, the dire wolf, Canis dirus, the terrible wolf. Long before wolves became the loyal companions of humans, their ancestors were fierce survivors of a brutal world. The dire wolf first emerged over 250,000 years ago during the Pleistocene epoch, a time known for its glacial cycles, when thick sheets of ice covered much of the northern hemisphere. Unlike the sleek, nimble gray wolf of today, the dire wolf was built for power. It stood about 5 feet in length and weighed up to 150 pounds, some even more. Its legs were shorter, its frame broader, and its skull massive, thick, and armed with bone-crushing jaws. But the dire wolf was not just a lone killer. It was a pack hunter, a master of coordination, strategy, and patience. Together, dire wolves could bring down creatures far larger than themselves: bison, camels, ground sloths, and sometimes even juvenile mammoths. They lived and hunted across vast regions, from the icy plains of Alaska to the hot, dry basins of South America. From the high plateaus to dense forests, they adapted to survive. Our greatest window into the life and death of the dire wolf lies in an unusual place, the La Brea tar pits in what is now modern-day Los Angeles, California. Over tens of thousands of years, thousands of animals were trapped in these sticky asphalt pools. The tar preserved bones with incredible detail, from herbivores that wandered in looking for water to predators that came to feed and became trapped themselves. Among the most common predators found in the pits, the dire wolf. More than 4,000 dire wolf specimens have been unearthed from La Brea. Scientists have studied their bones, their teeth, and even signs of old injuries, fractures that had healed, wounds that suggested they were cared for by their pack. These wolves didn't just hunt together, they lived and died together. The dire wolf shared its territory with the iconic saber-toothed cat, Smilodon fatalis, the short-faced bear, one of the largest land carnivores ever, and the more familiar gray wolf. It also faced a new kind of competition, Homo sapiens. As early humans spread across the Americas, they brought with them tools, fire, strategy, and a new kind of threat. They competed for the same prey, used coordinated group hunting, and began to reshape the ecosystem. The dire wolf, adapted to bring down large, slow-moving prey, suddenly faced a world where those animals, the megafauna, were vanishing. Climate change at the end of the Ice Age warmed the Earth, changed the landscape, and pushed many animals to extinction. With its heavy frame and specialization, the dire wolf could not adapt quickly enough, and so, around 10,000 years ago, the dire wolf vanished. For over a century, scientists believed that the dire wolf was a close cousin of the gray wolf, a bigger, more brutish variant. But then, in 2021, a groundbreaking genetic study changed everything. Researchers managed to extract ancient DNA from dire wolf fossils. The results were stunning. The dire wolf was not a wolf at all. Genetically, it was far more distant from gray wolves than anyone imagined. In fact, the two lineages had split over 5 million years ago. That meant the dire wolf was a completely different kind of canid, one that evolved separately in the Americas, with no known living descendants. This made the dire wolf a last survivor of an ancient branch of the dog family tree, a ghost from a forgotten evolutionary past. Though the dire wolf is extinct, its image remains burned into our collective imagination. It has been immortalized in pop culture, from books and films to television series like Game of Thrones, where dire wolves were portrayed as gigantic, mystical companions to warriors. But beyond fantasy, the real dire wolf tells a deeper story, a story of survival and extinction, of cooperation and competition, of a predator perfectly adapted to its time, but unable to change with the future. In the quiet museums, behind glass cases, its fossilized bones still rest, the marks of its life, its strength, its injuries, all telling a story that ended 10,000 years ago. Once, it hunted the giants of the Ice Age. Now it lives only in memory, in bone, and in legend. The dire wolf, not just a creature of the past, but a reminder of how even the fiercest can fall.